fuck are they adding Stephen King for? I'm trying to cope why the fuck they're putting this raid finder shit into the fucking game, dude! And she wants babies. She needs Nephilim babies. Generally speaking, I prefer Diablo's mobility limitations over like, for example, Path of Exile. Being able to create your very own version of the class almost overwhelms the average Diablo player? What are you on about? 3 years ago, Diablo 4 was first revealed at BlizzCon 2019 after a highly controversial Diablo presentation. Year before, Blizzard went all out, and Diablo fans around the world religiously but also cautiously followed, guided by what many called the best cinematic trailer of all time. For Blizzard cinematic of all time. Okay, let me just qualify that. A lot of things have happened in and outside of the world of Sanctuary since then. Earlier this year, Blizzard's announced Diablo 4's release in 2023, which is next year, by the way, followed by friends and family testing and so-called in-game closed beta phase. Leaks and reports have made it to Reddit, Twitter, and other social platforms. But what is the actual state of Diablo 4 at the end of 2022? Thanks to Blizzard, WoW has been granted exclusive access to a preview press build. This is the exact build I had access to, chat. That I was like, well, to be fair, it pained me to not do it, but it still wasn't that hard to not do it. Over a week, we're able to test and review Diablo 4's prologue and first act with 3 different classes up to 25, getting a good and close look at what D4 is going to look like in 2023. Table of contents, what was tested? Okay. The press build preview featured a hands-on experience. The prologue of Act 1, where players are able to play 3 out of the 5 unannounced classes, the Rogue, Sorceress, and Barbarian. The Chaos level 25 players were able to play their characters. Players were able to play their characters after reaching that level, but gain no more experience. PvP was disabled. Act 1, fractured peak zones. This is the fractured peak zone. I guess they've got like a. Yep, they got a whole thing on the zone. It gets a zone, dude. Whatever. Was fully available. Before that, players need to complete the prologue set in the same zone to progress further. Traveling to other zones, X zones, was impossible. We tested all 3 classes up to 25 and both World Tier 1 Adventurer and World Tier 2 Veteran. Oh no. Trying out many different talent builds and completing the majority of the world content available. Okay. It's fine, this is fine. Alright, the story. Blizzard has stated multiple times that the story in Diablo 4 will play a much bigger role compared to its predecessors. We obviously won't spoil the story of Act 1. However, in the contract of signing the NDA and signing basically getting access to the build, that you're not allowed to. Even if they wanted to, you would get sued by Blizzard. They say you can't spoil the story. Not that I know the story because I haven't played it. Again, Jan, I still haven't played it. We obviously won't spoil the Act 1. However, we as long-year Diablo fans can confidently say that Diablo 4's story approach most certainly hits the right notes. It fully supports the overall dark fantasy vibe of the game and almost forces you to know your place on Sanctuary as an average adventurer. Being guided through this world between heaven and hell by characters trapped between heaven and hell feels natural and immersive. Even dangerous at times. Progressing at times, dude? Dangerous at times. What does that mean? Shouldn't it feel dangerous like a lot? Because they're playing on different world tiers, right? They're playing on the easy mode. They're playing on Raid Finder mode, guys. Progressing through the story means visiting both ends of the polarizing spectrum between light and darkness, between right and wrong. Oh, shit. Small lore details like interactable items and optional NPC dialogue make a big difference compared to the earlier Diablo iterations. They finish what the main story seeks to begin. A true RPG experience. The greatest thing about Diablo 4 story, however, is that it's modular. If you want to move on to another act, you can absolutely do that and then return to a story at a later point. We certainly would recommend wouldn't recommend skipping what appears to be the pinnacle of Diablo's storytelling in the last 2 decades. In the last 2 decades. Okay, wait. Are they trying to say that it's the best storytelling? Besides that, the story quests reward really good and most often usable item rewards. But we, as Blizzard also understand that some players are into Diablo for the hack and slay, not the linear stay a while and listen part of the game. Yeah, I would say like the average gamer is, you know, into the hack and slay part, dude, not the stay a while. Okay, the stay a while and listen thing is like a cool part of the game. That's why you play the game, you know, for the first like 12 hours or whatever. Okay? And then after that, right after that, it's the hack and slay part. Like, so like 99% of white people play it for an extended period of time, like actual gamers. Okay, it's because they hack and slay, brother. Yo, by the way, I asked about this. I asked about campaigns and like how it would work. And the Tldr is where the guy said something like this. Because I asked something like, yo, do we have to do the story campaign like every time we level a new character? Because, you know, you'd be leveling up loads and loads of characters potentially. If you're playing hardcore, you could be dying quite a lot. You could be doing it. And, you know, what's the deal? Are they going to give us boosts? Are they going to fucking let us just opt out of the story and kind of just delete the story as if it never existed? Are they going to fucking, you know, make us do it? Like, or some sort of sped up version? I don't know. Tldr is you do the story once and then that's it. Not that Chad, I wasn't asking for this. I was just asking, are they going to add in some dog shit? They said, you do the story one time. I don't know if it's Pog, Chad. I don't think that's necessarily Pog. That's not necessarily Pog. Just so we can get that on the table here. That means they're saying, like, okay, the story, like, what does that even mean? Is it, like, long and drawn out? Like, wait, I mean, to just completely remove it? No, you think, okay, you do it once and then you're permanently in adventure mode, dude. This is one of these things, chat, where you think you want something, like, because Path of Exile, for example, could just delete their story, right? PoE could just delete their story. And they could say, do you know what, you just start off, once you do your second character, you just add maps. You just, in adventure mode, you can just start doing low tier maps. They'll feel like maps that scale to your level. And chat goes, Pog, that'd be so good. But you actually don't even realize that it makes the game, like, less replayable. No, dude, it makes the game less replayable. Oh, you pray for that? Oh my god, dude. I would be okay for a sped up version or something, like once you're leveling an alt. Now, they kind of did describe this, well, sort of. So basically, another question I was asking was about leveling up new characters. And basically their answer was this. As you do your first character, you go through and you unlock all these potential skill points and extra points from doing quests and doing things. And all these points you unlock are effectively account-wide. So your second character will have a power boost over your first character because you would have unlocked all this stuff that you then is account-wide and it's on all your characters' alts instantly, which is like, okay, it sounds kind of friendly for alts, which sounded kind of cool as well because it's like, hey, it's like a catch-up mechanic for doing alt character or if you die, which is kind of cool. But I don't know about this whole fucking thing where it's like, and then another question I asked was like, how do you progress through the story? And the answer was something like this. You can go over the story however the fuck you want. So there basically is like a fucking, there's like, you can imagine it's like this. There's a start, right? And there's a conclusion. This is the way it would they described it, a conclusion. There's some conclusion. And you can basically go, you know, there'll be like a bunch of different dots, right? A bunch of different dots. And you can basically, so you can go here, then you can decide to go here, then you go back to here, you go to there, then you go to there, and you go to here. And eventually, at some point, you end at the conclusion. But you don't have to go, like, you know, it's not like A, B, C, D. You can pick whichever one you want to go to first, effectively, and pick what zone you want to go to and what part of the story you want to do. And then but everyone does eventually end at the final conclusion, which will be the pinnacle boss of the game, which is, let's be honest, it's probably going to be Lilith, right? Probably going to be Lilith. But I guess we'll find out. Maybe she turns out to be nice, and we actually just end up having, you know, like some sort of, you know, you never know, right? Maybe she turns into our girlfriend or something, and she wants babies. She needs Nephilim babies, and maybe the conclusion actually is just this fucking epic sex scene with Lilith. I don't. I'm just saying. Quinn, is this paid? This is not paid. No, this is like I interviewed the guys, but I wasn't allowed to use any of the footage. So I have to try and describe to you guys. Whenever, basically, as I go through here, as I read this, I'll try and give you guys extra information based on what I asked. Because they did give us some other pretty interesting, they said some interesting shit, and they said some really, some stuff that kind of like, was a little bit, you know. Alright, game plan combat. Now to the most important part of any ARPG, the gameplay. In most recent interviews with IGN, Diablo General Manager Rod Ferguson, that was one of the guys who wasn't on the call with me. Yo, this guy, Rod Ferguson, he wasn't... The way Instability constructed some of the questions, he wasn't a big fan. He wasn't a big fan. He was extremely facetious and extremely... Because I was like, yo... I asked a question about PvP. I'm like, yeah, so what are you doing? So when you put, what is your approach to PvP in D4? And the way Instability wrote it was like, is it going to be some side quest, dog shit trash where everyone just kind of tries it out one time and everyone's just getting one shot, and then you guys leave it to the side to the point where eventually it's just like this fucking complete meme that nobody does. Yeah, basically, I'm exaggerating, but that's effectively the way he had worded it. And he's like, oh yeah, it's going to be complete dog shit. We're not going to work on it at all. And yeah, it's gonna be complete trash. And he just straight up said, I was like, damn, okay. But no, then he went on to say, actually, no, we're going to, see how people like the PvP system, and then we're gonna iterate it. And they said, it was almost like when they were describing the PvP system, they weren't necessarily settled on what they wanted it to be. And they said basically, if people like it, then they're gonna do more stuff with it. But if the vibe I got was like, yeah, if people are liking it, they're gonna do more shit. But hey, if it's kind of shit, then whatever. That's it would be so much better if you guys could just hear them say it, bro. And then because I don't want to like gaslight them or make them sound, but I have to try and paraphrase what they said. That's basically what they said. This is the TLDR was, hey, we're gonna see how people like it. If they really like it, then we're gonna make it better. If it's kind of shit, then okay. Hey, it is what it is. That's yeah. And then Rod took his clothes off and pissed on the camera. Okay, he didn't do that in Stability. Come on now. All right. As promised, Diablo 4 to have... Okay. Diablo General Manager Rod Ferguson promised Diablo 4 to have visceral combat and snappy gameplay of Diablo 3, together with Diablo 2's unique approach to characters and skill customization. Was this all just simple PR talk? We can say that it felt incredibly good playing Diablo 4 compared to the other, compared to current ARPG titles. They're just saying they're calling out PoE right now, dude. They're calling out PoE. From the very start, the player can partake in a multitude of activities like following the campaign, grinding through dungeons, completing favorable side quests, or just collecting the materials and farming gold. Combat in D4 doesn't only feel like a well-made up Diablo... Combat in Diablo 4 doesn't only feel like a well-made upgrade to Diablo 3. Compared to earlier Diablo versions, combat pacing feels natural and can be quite fast in sticky situations. In fact, it ties everything in together. The current state of character itemization, your choice of difficulty, your decisions on the... Could you imagine this, dude? Yo, just imagine PoE, dude. If you could start off, bro, and there was like difficulty, like easy mode, and there was difficulty hard mode, and you like people, you just you just run the map on easy. You get the maps in easy mode, dude, and then fucking there is no. I mean like an actual setting that makes all monsters easier, right? No, PoE is a set mode, and then you could just literally make it more fucked. As in, you can make it so you can just create limitations. But there's just a baseline difficulty, and that's it. Oh my. Okay, your decisions in the skill tree, and so much more. Whether you fight a group of monsters, you not only feel like a part of the fantasy world you're playing in, you feel like a part of the game designed around you playing your character. Okay. Oh shit, there we go. What's this? Oh shit, 7 minutes of fucking content? Okay. Here we go, boys. Okay, interesting. Space bars to teleport. Okay, he's got some sort of shield on 1, some sort of health potions, 5 out of 5 on Q. We weren't allowed to record any footage. This is press kit footage, by the way. So this is like this is made by Blizzard, and then yeah, press kit. I have not seen this, by the way.
You who will die in the Mother's name. Stranger, the holiest of welcome.
so. Bounty. Didn't really perish. Took a bit of damage there. Interesting. Stop saying mobile game chat. Don't be depressing. I mean, I can see what you're saying, but wait, no, because what defines a mobile game is how if it feels, if the gameplay feels good. 96 gold. Just gold. Okay, you want to pick up gold. I want to see like a high-end dungeon and high-end bosses and shit. I want to, I want to see a dungeon of us. Okay, this is like, okay, they're doing bounties. The death animations of those demons look kind of shit. Gonna be real. Oh wow, you can go through those holes? Interesting. The fuck is that shrine to Lilith? Did you get a buff or something? I get the gameplay looks janky because there's no cursor and they're playing on a console controller. I bet you if you just had Sarah Guy playing with a fucking mouse, it would just look so much better, but... Skill is not ready. Oh, that's an obnoxious... Well, is it really gonna pop up for 5 seconds in the middle of your screen when you're spamming, bro? There must be a way to disable that. I'm a spammer. But why are they hiding their cursor? You kill a mob density. Yeah, what the... Mate. Having 24/7 high mob density is bad. Look at all the shit breaking, can it go? That skill's not ready to pop up is so obnoxious though. Okay, big demons. That's Arcane from Diablo 3. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's kind of, yeah. The graphics of the road look kind of good though. Hey, that's a good sign.
Go. Run.
Presses. I think I would prefer to see solo gameplay as well. It looks cool when you're going inside the house and inside of the house, like yeah, it's pretty tight. Fuck, man. Yo, I'm trying not to be a hater, dude.
I need time to prepare that.
Kind of reminds me of Diablo 3 like a lot though. I'm like not trying to be tough. Thing is, Diablo 3 really wasn't that bad, was it, guys? It just had terrible core game design. That's what made it bad. And I was addicted to that game for a long time. I played it for a long time. Yeah, D3 was good. Like, ish. Like, before that Bariga guy left, it was popping off. Starting to, you know, they just had to fix a few more things, and then it went down the drain when that guy left. It was a Bariga, you know, the guy, basically whenever they were implementing all the new shit, like implementing seasons. Oh, here we go, boss. Okay, cool.
I need time to prepare.
What are they thinking? That skill's not ready yet, shit, dude. Okay, so she's got multiple ads here. Yeah, I think it does give me a mobile vibe. I'm gonna be honest, just the way that the difficulty is so easy and the mechanics, and she's just kind of walking through them, and it feels like the person playing just doesn't have control of their character, and they're just like, you know, there's all this visual shit happening. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this is like making me sad because it kind of this to me just looks so mobile, which it's just walking through everything and it's taking no damage. Like, what the fuck are they looking at? We're just walking through and just like flicking. But there's a lack of it's just so non-deliberate. Like, it looks, the difficulty is triggering me. It just looks so trivial. But this is probably just a bounty, right? On that, probably on easy mode. Oh my god, press tab to claim. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? Go back. Oh my god, I want to read that shit again, dude. Pressure peaks Renown. Waypoint unlocked. Stronghold cleared. So that was a stronghold. I see. So you're unlocking a waypoint in a town. So this is like this. So they were saving the town basically. Region progress, rewards earned, fractured peaks. Press rewards available. Press tab to claim. What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, if you saw a video of someone doing a Torment 1 bounty, are you going to be impressed? That's going to look dog shit and cringe, isn't it? But then again, even then, they'd like aggro mobs and pull them together and fucking this density. Like there's like a gameplay element that wasn't even in this. This is like they kind of just walked around. It kind of reminded me of Diablo Immortal, like going to those, you're just walking around. There's a monster in there. You just kind of just auto attack it till it dies, and then move into the next room. Which, I don't know, dude. I feel like this was a terrible showcase. Of, like, they could have shown some way more cool... They could have shown, like, a much cooler boss fight. Or, you know, shown an area where it's, like, more hectic. But instead, they're you know, maybe they're dropping our expectations. Maybe this is part of their plan. You know? Maybe they're dropping our expectations by showing us this, like, Resident Sleeper bounty clip. Because this is... Fuck. I mean, I was trying so hard to, as well, I'm trying so hard to not be a hater here, and like, be like, okay, it's playing a keyboard, yeah, I know it's playing a keyboard, interesting. Yeah, I feel like they should have showcased it on more difficult content, right? Because when you're showing someone just walking through every mechanic and then no one's taking damage, it just looks, you know, and when everyone's just standing there taking everything, just attacking, like it just literally, that's what they do in mobile games, right? In the mobile games, there's no real mechanic. You can just walk in and just... Maybe there's one big red box that pops up and you walk out of it. At least they didn't have big red boxes, you know? Diablo Immortal 2. It's hard for us to define what makes Diablo 4's gameplay and combat feel so incredible and immersive. Bro, how can they write that after this just happened? Then again, when I played the fucking... old as fuck beta back in 2019, the gameplay didn't feel bad. It felt like Diablo 3 but better. That's how I would have described it. It was like it was clean. It even felt smoother than PoE. The game, but yeah, I don't know. I think like that was just a terrible showcase, right? That's just got to be a terrible showcase we just watched. Because that, honestly, that made me, like, that. My expectations of Diablo 4, right now, let's be real here. They're kind of aiming at a really wide audience. They're, like, literally designing it with consoles in mind, super hardcore. And ultimately, I feel like they are making a game. Like, I feel like this is my take, right? They're making a game for the most possible people and for console gamers. Right? That's what it feels like. But at least it's going to be a really polished game and a clean game, and it's going to be fun, right? There'll be, like, good combat and gameplay. Now, build diversity and all that shit. I mean, for example, so in my interview with the Diablo 4 devs that I can now talk about, we're talking about, like, seasons and in-game mechanics, and I was basically trying to ask them, yo, so if you guys implement a season, and there's a really good mechanic, like say there's a crafting system or something, and it's really pokers and badges. Okay, you guys got to keep it, and potentially put that in a cool game. And then they were just like, no, no, it's gonna be a temporary thing that you get. It'll give you power. It'll be interesting. It'll whatever you care. It'll change the way you play the game, and then at the end of the season, we'll just remove it. And then, next season we'll do a new thing, and yeah, kind of like it kind of sounds like they did say in a season they'll very likely add, story elements to the game, like actual content, so they could release potentially new lore, new whatever the fuck, a new boss or something, whatever. There could be something like that, but no, ultimately, like when it comes to league mechanics and season mechanics, they're just, they said they don't want the game to become too bloated. They don't want the game to become too bloated. And I was like, are you talking about Path of Exile? And they're like, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. And I said, you'll be surprised. The gamers can handle a lot, because there's games out there where they have, a lot of mechanics, and people can play the game just fine. But yeah, no, they said, pretty much they're not going to add season mechanics in permanently, unless, like, it's some really cool shit. Image, what is this? To be honest, I don't know what the fuck Blizzard are doing. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, why are they going around? What the fuck is this? What the fuck am I looking at? Diablo? Like, what the fuck is this? Say they got a reply from Blizzard. Okay, so they've got this shit. They're adding Warcraft. Blizzard is coming. They're adding Battle.net. You provide a portal for arrival. Humanity has made you. Okay. Okay. King James. She demands a goat sacrifice for her return. Hashtag Lilith is coming. Wait, who is King James? Wait, LeBron James? What the fuck? At Lego, build your defenses high. Lilith is coming. At Airbnb? Your daughter of hatred will be extending her stay. Wait, what the fuck? The fucking random Marvel guy! At the random Marvel guy! From some fucking Marvel. What the fuck? I mean, dude. Twitter. You created. Oh my. Taylor Swift. NASA. Stephen King. What the fuck are they adding Stephen King for? That's what I want to bring you two examples of new in-game mechanics that change the way you play the game compared to the earlier Diablo iterations. First, evade. Mostly just a simple dash ability. The small foot icon at the top left of the globe resource. All characters can use... so, dash ability. All characters can use it to their advantage from level 1. Adding a general movement skill to all classes creates a ton of player agency in early leveling gameplay already. One of Diablo 3's main caveats over the years has been its limitations in design space, and evade alone solves a meaningful part of this issue. I mean... because of Diablo's fucking super rigid skill system and the fact you can only have like 6 skills or 5 skills or whatever, do you know what? I'm okay with them having just a dash key. And I've played Diablo 3, for example, on builds where you can't fit dash in, bro. And let me tell you, that shit feels fucking bad. Hey, and it means they can limit the power of dash, so they can make it so you can't like spam dash. But I don't know, maybe it'll remove some of the flavor. Like, can you dash and can you teleport as a wizard? Like, what the fuck? Do you have multiple? Like, what's going on there? Can a barbarian leap and dash? They can, right? But I don't know, dude. Okay. Developers are able to introduce more complex monster mechanics early on because players will have a tool to deal with them. Blizzard can also create a much vaster world because characters will move a lot faster using their evade button. It applies to city hubs in particular, where using class-specific movement skills is not allowed. Oh, there you go. Well, additionally, evade can be further customized with items through modifiers like 40% movement speed for a few seconds after using evade. Long story short, it feels very good to use a single button every single time. I'm okay with evade though. Generally speaking, I prefer Diablo's mobility limitations over like, for example, Path of Exile or other ARPGs in general. I like the fact that they respect that we don't want people to just have infinite mobility. I like that. I like the limitation there. Creates more meaningful and impactful moment-to-moment combat. Another game element that can drastically change changes in Diablo 4 gameplay experience is the world map. Just like combat, the world map serves as a tool to unite multiple systems, showcasing what the player has done, can do at this very moment, and should do in the future. Over at the dark days of Diablo 2 and its vague quest descriptions, Diablo 3's linear campaign model. As long-time Diablo fans, our first look at the world map didn't feel very Diablo. The new degrees of freedom provided by the world map felt like gaining a new superpower. It made Diablo 4 like a fully fledged role-playing game. Okay, well, it depends. Did it feel like a fully fledged role-playing game, or did it feel like a mobile game where, like, green location, good. Click here to navigate to green location. Go to green location. Kill mob in green location. Now the location's done. Move to, I don't know, dude. There's too much, and then there's not enough. There's a point where it's good. I don't know what this looks like. This looks kind of good, as long as you can't see everything in advance, and there's just like, okay, this is what you've explored, and this is what you know. There's like a fog of war where you can't see other shit. If there's no fog of war, that's going to be dog shit, like, because that will kill the sense of exploration in the game, right? Like, if it's just a map, like, that's already explored, and there's just a million different bounties on there, and you just, like, click to navigate to the fucking bounty, dude, that's literally just how the mobile, I mean, it's literally just Diablo Immortal at that point. So hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it's not that. There will be a quote-unquote best way to level up in Diablo 4, no doubt about that. But you can be absolutely sure that Diablo 4's world map and the systems tied together by it will make this experience 1,000 times more interesting compared to Diablo games and other ARPG titles in general. Okay. Classes and class design. Class design in Diablo 4 feels like the next natural step in the franchise. Oh no. Oh fuck. This evolution already starts during Diablo 4's character creation. Being able to create your very own version of the class almost overwhelms the average Diablo player. Wait, what am I reading? What the fuck am I wait, what the fuck am I reading right now? What am I fucking reading right now? What the fuck are you saying? The evolution starts during Diablo's character creation. Being able to create your very own version of the class almost overwhelms the average Diablo player? What are you on about? Almost overwhelmed? So they're saying it's like maximum dude. From what I've seen, chat. Okay, I didn't play the fucking thing, but from what I saw in the slides leading up to the fucking meeting that we had with the Blizzard devs, it was like, oh, here's your fucking ability, bro. Okay, you can choose. Do you want your fucking whirlwind to shoot out? No, do you want your whirlwind to like do more damage after you've been casting it for 2 seconds, or you can pick your whirlwind bleeds, and that was it. It was just like you just pick like option A or option B, and this was like, oh, I fully customized my character now. I fucking made a build, dude. And like, literally less complicated than D3. Like literally, I'm talking like less complicated than D. We're talking D3 at least had fucking 5 runes or something. I'm not even kidding. This shit was straight up binary. Shit was straight. Okay, and it was like, I was pain champing just looking at it. I was looking at it going, what the fuck? How the fuck are you getting overwhelmed by that? I'm so confused how you can be overwhelmed by this. This goes in line with Diablo 4's approach to main character storytelling. You're the average adventurer, but you're the average adventurer you want to be. Oh my god. From the PR preview build, players were able to choose between becoming a barbarian, sorcerer, or rogue. In general, playing all 3 classes at level 20 felt good and rewarding. Depending on the player style, leveling from 1 to 25 took about 5 to 10 hours. Wow. What the fuck? Fucking 10 hours to level 25? Fucking 10 hours to level 20 fucking 5? Jesus Christ, okay. Fair enough. Level 25, 10 hours, okay. All 3 skill trees offered many different choices and playstyles, even in the early stages of the game. Most importantly, the skill tree combines the best of both former Diablo worlds. Much like in D2, players were able to level up their main skills, enabling them to... much like in Diablo 2, players were able to level up their main skills, enabling them to focus on a couple of specific and very powerful abilities. Each skill also has different upgrades, which, similar to the skill runes in Diablo 3, alter the gameplay in ways other than just do more damage. Yeah, but, so they're talking about like, yeah, makes it bleed or makes it do more damage if you've been cast. Okay. Did it say couple? Did they say couple? Didn't say couple, no. The combination, basically, the way it is like, they haven't. You have your main ability, right? So, like, for example, in this picture right here, so you'd have your main ability. That could be like whirlwind, and this is like whirlwind does some extra shit, and then you pick between the bleed whirlwind or the fucking like more damage whirlwind when you cast it. No, it's not like Last Epoch. No. Last Epoch was like there was an entire skill tree for a skill. I'm saying this part right here, bro. This part right here. That's like the entire Last Epoch. So imagine if Last Epoch didn't, you know how like in Last Epoch you have like, it's like this, and then you got another one, and it's connected to that, and it's connected to this, and it's, you know, it's like this whole fucking thing where you customize the ability. Imagine if this was just the thing. That's the skill tree of the ability. Now, maybe there's more twigs as you go. Maybe like this is just the starter twig, and actually as you progress further out into the tree, there's actually far more complicated fucking branches where you can actually customize. But we didn't see that. All I saw was this shit, and it straight up made me fucking depressed. It straight up made me fucking like I was actually emo. It was just I just sat there, you know. I was, yeah, straight up emo. Okay, rupture. Okay, skewer enemies in front of you, dealing 200 damage. Then rip your weapon out, damaging enemies for a total bleeding amount, and then removing the bleeding damage from them. Modifiers: if an enemy dies while skewered by rupture, then it resets its cooldown. Enemies that survive take 20% increased bleeding damage for 8 seconds. Enemies killed by rupture heal you by 15% of your maximum life. Okay, flay. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, this is flay. Alright, flay. Generate 9 fury. Flay the enemy, dealing 1 to 7, inflicts 1000 bleeding damage over 5 seconds. Yo, bleed bill, boys, let's go. So you can see here, this is the main ability. So he's picked flay. Alright? So that means he unlocks that ability, right? He's ranked 5 out of 5. Okay, and then he goes forward, gets something that says like flay does some shit extra. Right, basically they and then this is the customization. You can either go rune A or rune B. In our rogue playthrough, for example, we started off with a jack of all trades kind of melee build with lots of different upgraded damage abilities. Thanks to the low respec costs in the early game, we decided to try out a more straightforward bow build later on. Basically only using one resource generator, forceful arrow, and one resource spinner, rapid fire to deal damage, combined with many different skill agnostic passive nodes and focus on applying vulnerable debuffs. Okay, what are you doing right now? We're trying to concentrate right now. Focus on applying vulnerable debuffs to enemies around us. Playing this build was a pure treat. I wonder if any ARPG gamers actually played this. I wanna hear, like, I almost feel like I should have played it myself. Cause it's like, are these cunts deluded and cooked and have no idea what they're on about? Like, do these Wowhead guys have a fucking clue? Or I should have. No, I would have ruined my first experience, dude. Extremely complex talent tree, dude. Oh my god, do you think that's how they generated their fucking talent tree in this game, dude? Just use AI. Like, oh, they wanted a talent tree. I see what they're saying. No matter if you want to go wide or deep in the skill tree, class gameplay offers a ton of variety from the very start. On average, classes should be able to reach the final nodes of each class tree in their 30s. So no one has to hope the Paragon board and... Okay, wait, let me read this again. No matter if you want to go wide or deep in the skill tree, class gameplay offers a ton of variety from the very start. On average, classes should be able to reach the final nodes of their class tree in their 30s. Oh no! Wait, this isn't some dumbed down start part of the tree. This is literally they're saying you can get to the fucking end of your... This is the end of the tree, bro. Oh no! Oh, I need to see the tree. Is there any... Fuck! I should have just logged into the game just to look at the tree. So one is to hope the Paragon board and legendary items offer the same good feeling of making meaningful decisions as players did traveling through the skill tree. By the way, we're going to release a separate impression articles of all three playable classes of the next few days, so stay tuned. Items and itemization. There's a lot to say about items and itemizations based on level 25 playthroughs. We've only found a handful of legendary items, with most of them offering very specific legendary powers. Yeah, this is a thing that they showed us in the little intro video that I wanted to ask about, but almost every single legendary that was shown was like, your whirlwind now spawns dust devils. Your flame blast now shoots out little fiery sparks. It was basically the yellow Twitter. Oh my god, what is this? New tweet. Eminem, soon you shall be vomiting up more than just mum's spaghetti. Oh, at least it was a little bit funny. I've only found a handful of legendary items, with most of them being very specific legendary powers. Oh yeah, so I was gonna say, so during the little fucking intro PowerPoint thing they showed us, every single legendary power, it was like shoehorn shit. Wasn't like, when you're channeling abilities, has a chance to shoot out a fiery spark or something. Right? No, when you're doing this ability, dude, it does that. When you're doing whirlwind, you get the dust devil. When you're doing whatever, so it's like, you can't make crazy builds. The builds that you can play are pre-made by the developers. They're pre-made builds, so it's, now, to give them a little bit of credit, at least it wasn't like, whirlwind does 200% increased damage. So maybe there is some form of choice there. Maybe they have like 15 different whirlwind braces or whatever, and you have to pick one out of 15. Okay, but we only ever saw one, so it kind of looked like we're just gonna be pre-made, pre-packaged Blizzard builds, which kind of sucks. But hey, so they didn't get to get their hands on many things, but it wasn't that bad at all. Thanks to the occultists, we were able to store away these powers into a separate inventory tab. This system will enable players to use specific legendary affixes later on, as they have enough skill points or gear to get a specific build going. The so-called Codex of Power also helps with that, storing aspects found after clearing specific dungeons, for example. I don't know how I feel about this whole system. It's basically the Ramaladi's cube, except you store powers, but it's like a thing, and then you imbue it into another item. But then once you've finished, say the item becomes redundant, like it's old, well, you can then rip the power out, destroy the item, and get the power again and put it in another thing, right? So it's, you know, I don't know how I feel about this, because it kind of ruins. Well, it's because that's legendaries, because it is other things. There's items where you can't do that, right? I think they do have uniques, right? Am I crazy? I didn't see that in any of the new stuff I looked at. But am I remembering wrong? Is there particular items where no, this is an item, this is what it does, and it is literally unique. Can only do it once. There was, okay, good. Alright, so that's good at least. Okay, teleport forms a rift in your path that increases your critical strike chance by 39% for 5 seconds. Skills that cost fury. See, I think this is bad because it's, you know, okay, let's continue. Unless teleport is generic. Unless there's several ways to teleport. Unless there's many ways of teleporting, then that's good, right? If you could teleport, like, maybe teleport is a mechanic, but if it's just for the teleport spell specifically, I'm not a big fan. Skills that cost fury will consume all the remaining fury and grant 3.8 damage bonus for each extra point of fury consumed. You know, that's better game design. At least you can use it with lots of different abilities. Okay. Although it seems kind of abusive. Seems kind of like a lot of damage, but okay. Deals 20% less damage. Basic skills deal 20% less damage, but generate 60% more fury. Okay. Okay. I like these two, because at least they are not shoehorned, right? You can use these with any abilities. Like any generators or any spenders. Which is, I like that. I mean, it is Barb specific, but hey, that's fair enough. They have, you know, they're doing class systems. Critical strikes with storm skills form an aura of lightning around you that shocks nearby enemies for 50% of the damage down in 5 seconds. I like this item as well, because it's not one storm skill. It's, see, what we were showing was not this. I did not yet seen this. Then again, I didn't look at the media kit, so. When your minor destruction spells critically strike, your next major destruction spell costs no mana and has a 100% chance to critically strike. Yo, okay. Storm skill. Damage increases Earth skill by 17% for 5 seconds. In addition, Earth skills increase critical strike chance of Storm skills by 16% for 5 seconds. I like these items. I like these 5 items. Are at least these are far better designed than things we've seen in the past. Just because, hey, that's actually, you can make a, like, you can technically make your own. You know, it's not like, yeah, they're creating items that help certain things do certain things, but it's not saying this specific ability does that. Right, which means there's going to be far more combinations, right? Looks like trash. Well, it's hard to say, right? We have to see how many items there are and how hard it will be to choose, right? Or it's just some obvious shit where, oh, yeah, okay. That was first look from 2020. But how come we didn't see this? How come we didn't see this? The actual item itself. I wasn't even looking at the item, by the way. Defense. I wasn't even looking at the item, by the way. The item. 268 defense. 3.5 kill interaction. 4 dodge. Crowd control duration bonus. 9% damage reduction while evading. Oh my god, dude. Just defense, bro. Weapon attack. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is that the average flat? Is that like a min and a max range multiplied by the fucking... Like, what am I looking at? Is there no damage range? Like, what's happening here? Oh, fuck. What have I done? Other than that, I think this is old, though. I wouldn't go off this information. Other than that, itemization in Diablo 4 seems fairly straightforward, at least in the early leveling stages. Players will quickly understand what modifiers do. Additionally, like in most ARPGs, different slots have exclusive modifiers like plus skills and helmets or gloves. Weapon scaling is dominated by its DPS modifier, which can feel one-dimensional at times. Searching out a rare bow with cool affixes against a normal crossbow without any bonuses just because it has 31 DPS isn't fun. Finding and using upgrades still feels awesome though. Bonus damage combined with status keywords like overpowered bonus damage based on health values. Or vulnerable, 20% more damage for a certain amount of... Wait, 20% more damage for a certain amount of life or time. Should increase the complexity of choice going to Diablo 4's endgame, especially if your build relies on these keywords. Interesting. Dungeons and Strongholds. From the very start of your first playthrough, it becomes obvious that dungeons are the dark heart of Diablo 4's gameplay loop. While dungeons can be a part of the campaign or a step of story-driven content like other classes and side quests, they offer a true alternative to playing in and progressing through the open world, providing excellent experience and item rewards. Even up to level 25, the sheer variety of dungeon themes and layouts is impressive. We now understand Blizzard's decision to announce that Diablo 4 will feature over 150 unique dungeons. What does it remind me of? This kind of, do you know what this kind of vibe gives me, dude? This vibe kind of reminds me a little bit like Lost Ark. Well, it could just be Skyrim caves, right? It could be like 150 Skyrim caves. But you know Lost Ark? I feel like that there's a lot of parallels between this game and Lost Ark, unironically. Like, unironically. I feel like that, because they even did, like, the fact that it's like kind of like an MMO, kind of, you know, this open world, random people running around and shit. A lot of dungeons that are all fucking, you know, 150 layouts, not unique dungeons. We did ask about this, right? It is tile sets, right? But they were hand-picked. Okay, we now understand Blizzard's decision to announce that Diablo 4 will feature 150 unique dungeons. It really feels like a new core feature. Big end boss fights, puzzles, traps, hidden switches, rescue missions, and much more await players, even in the early stages of progression. Fractured Peaks alone features 23 dungeons. Dungeons also directly scale with character level and can be reset after completion. Alright, 5 minute 30. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Dungeon gameplay, boys. Dungeon gameplay. Get your pog champs ready here, boys. Alright. Come on, I feel like this is going to be better gameplay than the other fucking bounty side quest thing we watched. Hopefully this is not going to be depressing, and we're going to see some sick boss fight mechanics, some actual fucking gameplay, dude, of a gamer popping off. Let's go. Okay, barrel looks cool when you break the barrel. Interesting, cool. It's a vibe. Skeletons. Okay. That's combat, bro. That's gameplay. This looks better than the other one we saw before, that's for sure. This is giving me a way better vibes than the previous shit we saw. Go target that guy. Oh wait, he just one-shot that guy. What the fuck? Okay. Yo, I'm not great. This needs to be removed. Yo, D4 devs. D4 devs. Okay, maybe have like an audio cue. Hey, D4 devs, maybe have an audio cue that comes up and says the skill's not ready yet, and then once it does that, it just doesn't say shit for like another 2 minutes. This is ridiculous. It's fucking holy shit. Holy shit. There's a lot of micro in terms of actual combat here, which I like. It's the auto pickup gold. Yo, that's what it is, bro. The auto pickup gold and the yellow item, that's why it looks mobile as fuck. Dude, straight up. I'm not even kidding. That's... Damn, that was cool, okay. Executed, okay, interesting. It's blocked by an unknown mechanism. Okay, see, that was a good use of a prompt there. There you go. What if I gave us great? You need to feel the weight, motherfucker. Okay, you need to feel the fucking weight. The damage values are super high. Why are the mods doing no damage to these guys, though? But like, they're not even taking damage to any of this shit. looks significantly better than one we saw before. I'm gonna be honest. It looks like they're deliberately targeting monsters, intentionally using abilities and hitting things. It looks like, both before it just looked like they were just fucking spamming a single button and just fucking auto-attacking mobs to death. I want to see the boss, dude. So you can climb down. Okay. Damn, okay. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. There's 6 abilities, yeah. I mean, if you got 6 active abilities that do all the different things, there's kind of like buttons, right? Obviously, I prefer to have more, but... Think about how many buttons your average PvE build uses. Yeah, this is way better gameplay. Not much feedback from clicking this button here. Damn, what the fuck were those numbers? Wait, what was those numbers he just did? Dude. Boss, 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 boss. They can have height. See, this is like I like how they go between like micro style combat where you have like just a few monsters and they're as powerful. Well, I mean, that didn't do that much damage. Some like big swarms of monsters. And you can actually see where they're casting. Oh wow, they're doing damaging abilities that they have to move out of. Wow. You get health potion, bro. Is it on cooldown? Why is he not using his health potion? During my interview, by the way, when it came to health potions, I believe... Okay, wait, did... Ability, do you remember when I was talking to you about this? They said some shit like, you can unlock health potions on your main character as you're going through, and then those potion slots will be unlocked on your ult, right? That gameplay made me feel... The first gameplay, that shit was pain champ. The second gameplay gives me hope, right? That second gameplay gives me hope. That's like, okay, that actually looked pretty good. They had like a decent amount of monsters coming at you at some points. Good big AoE. They had some strong monsters with lots of micro involved. We had to actually avoid attacks and things. That gave me a lot more Besides the incredible amount of dungeons, the introduction of the cellars and strongholds increases spatial variety as well. Cellars. Okay, wait, I need to read this out again. Besides the incredible amount of dungeons, the introduction of cellars and strongholds increases the spatial variety as well. Cellars, one-room mini-dungeons provide a quick and dirty dungeon experience, while strongholds fulfill the adventurous fantasy of freeing a camp from the spawns of hell to convert it into a friendly hub with different NPCs and quests. The Renown System. Oh god, I'm getting PTSD from World of Warcraft, dude. Here we go. Not a lot of systems were active in the past preview build due to level limitations. However, one of Diablo 4's core pillars, known as the Renown Systems, was fully available. Similar to World of Warcraft, you can earn renown by completing different activities or discovering side areas and optional quests. Yo, dude, more dailies. Let's log in. We gotta get that renown, homie. Gotta get in there. No, I asked about this. I asked about time gating. It was a question suggested by Dr. Frog, actually. And they basically said something along the lines of this. there are going to be some timings, like there'll be some things like you can only kill a world boss once a day, or you can only do certain things that like you can only do like once a day basically. But they're not going to have some shit where you have to log in and do a bunch of daily quests and have all the shit. And if you want to sit there and you want to grind for 20 hours on dungeons, you can, and you can get way ahead of everyone else just by just blasting. You know, you could just basically 20 hours in the game, you know, in one sitting versus 20 hours of the game dispersed over a week will be around the same thing. But some stuff like, you know, because they don't want players to feel forced to like go out and farm world bosses and stuff, you know, they'll be limited. And they describe the rewards from a world boss being similar to that of, say, a dungeon. So it's not like this exclusive loot that you can only get, you know, it's not like an Arcano crystal drops from this particular world boss and you can only kill it once a week and it's super RNG. It's more like this non-exclusive loot, but it's, you know, pretty efficient. If you see one and it's a group together, you can go kill it, but you kind of sit there farming them all day. Which, I mean, I was kind of like, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, yeah, you know what, I get it. You know, I'll allow it as long as it's not daily quests and shit. And you know, some weird like time gate where you can't get past a certain reputation goal until you you know, you have to wait like a week or something, which they said basically no, none of that shit. So it was pretty like, okay. You know, I was, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I was like, okay, sounds good on paper. I guess we'll have to see. Each zone has 5 renown tiers, each rewarding players with golden experience. Additionally, players can get skill points, paragon points, or additional potion charges. This sounds like the account shared shit, right? This sounds like the account-wide shit. Collecting renowns feels very natural and quote-unquote on the side. Not least because Diablo 4's world map does a tremendous job of showing players points of interest to visit and things to do that will reward renown. What the fuck? So basically you've got zones and you do quests and you gain reputations, and these, as you go up in reputation with these different zones, your character gains permanent buffs that are account wide. Interesting. So you're forced into doing this. You're forced into doing this, basically, from what I'm saying. It seems like this is a system that you will do. So you will do this every league. Every league you will have to farm renown out. I mean, depending on what it's like, maybe it's fine. But I don't know, being forced into some... I mean, they need to have some in-game systems, right? I guess this is an in-game system that they're going with. By the way, the skill and paragon points earned through the round system will be available to all future characters. Exactly, there you go. The starting experience with a second or third character is vastly different and even more fun because you're able to get deeper into the skill tree much earlier. There you go, dude. There you go. Crafting and gathering. Honestly speaking, crafting in Diablo 4 already looks much more complex on the level 25 than it did in Diablo 3. Oh no way, no way, bro. Why, no way, bro. While the jeweler and the blacksmith basically serve as the same purpose as they had in Diablo 3, both the occultist and the alchemist add a lot of depth to character customization in Diablo 4. Imprinting and extracting aspects, the power of legendary items in Diablo 4 enables players to make use of legendaries that would otherwise end up as quote-unquote chassis food. The second aspect of the occultist, which is the crafting and salvaging of sigils and the in-game quote-unquote map items that turn into dungeons into night... Wait, okay, I need to read this one again, sorry, chat. The second aspect of the occultist, which is the crafting and salvaging sigils, in-game map items that turn dungeons into nightmare dungeons, couldn't be tested in the press preview build. Okay. So basically, you put an item in your chat, and you can upgrade it. The alchemist also proved to be quite useful in an early game. Upgrading your health potion felt very rewarding because you can feel the difference in region. For example, a level 20 minor healing potion is 100% more effective than your level 10 tiny healing vial. Wow. That's okay. All right, so they got what they did, chat, is they went to the end game, got the health potion, figured out what was about correct for the health potion balancing, and then they split it up into parts, and then they slowly give it to you over time. Okay. I mean, it's a system, I guess. You can also craft consumables in the form of elixirs. They provide power. Well, it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you could spec a build and make choices to invest into health potions more, and then you was some downside to it, then it would be like something. But like, if it's you just upgrade your potion to the max level and that's it. I mean, it's just like, why? Just, I guess it's another system. It's another thing you can feel like you're progressing towards, but it's kind of artificial. You can also craft consumables in the form of elixirs that provide powerful buffs like increased resource. You can also craft consumables in the form of elixirs that provide powerful buffs like increased resource regeneration or cooldown reduction for up to 30 minutes. Elixirs also provide a 3% experience buff. What the fuck? You better not be able to fucking buy these, God. You better not be able to fucking buy these from the fucking shop, I swear to fucking God. Oh yeah, the elixir comes from the battle pass, guys. The elixir comes from the battle pass. No, they said you're not going to have to buy power. And buying experience buff would be buying power, because that means you can do more in less time. So that means you have more time to farm blue, which means you have a gear advantage over the other player, which is a power advantage. So they couldn't do that. Okay, I don't know why my mind is going to this. It's because I guess I'm a realist, and I've just seen what Blizzard have been doing recently with the WoW tokens and fucking Diablo model and shit, and I see that shit, and I'm like, scares me. Encouraging the player to keep their elixir uptime as high as possible. But how will we be able to craft elixirs? That's right, you need to gather materials. Gathering is one-dimensional as it could be. You click a node and auto-collect or skin plants, monsters, plants. Players will collect all sorts of materials over the course of the playthrough. Much like in World of Warcraft, refining materials is also a thing in Diablo 4. More refined materials are needed for higher level recipes. So this is gonna just be some auto pickup shit, right? It's gonna be Diablo 3, where there's like the yellow material, you get the blue material, you get like the death breaths and shit, except you maybe click some shit as you're running around. Why? I wonder why they thought they can't have provisions. Why do you think they did? I guess they wanted a way to break down items into components that you can use for other materials or something, and then just called it a profession. Reskin Lost Ark. I think they heavily took inspiration from Lost Ark. To be honest, though, imagine if Lost Ark didn't have all that pay-to-win bullshit, dude. And imagine if Lost Ark didn't have all those weird, like, fucking systems in there that try and, like, log in every day and do your fucking quests and do your fucking bosses and do your fucking tower thing and do all that shit. Imagine if it didn't have all that. It actually could be pretty good, right? And then you got rid of all those stupid booba chicks, right? And then get rid of that whole weeb aesthetic. Honestly, that would be a pretty decent game. So, hey. You'll also be able to craft incenses at the Alchemist. We don't know what those are, but hope to find out during the open beta next year. I guess I know, yeah, open beta. I can't wait for that to actually be able to play the open beta. It's like one of those things, well, I can read and I can look at shit and I can speculate, but there's a difference between reading some shit and actually playing it and feeling it, right? Because I can look at something and be like, that kind of looks like a mobile game, right? But then it's different. If you're playing it, maybe it actually feels fucking good. Maybe it's just the person playing the game makes it look shit, right? For example, wardrobe and transmogging. Wardrobe is one of the favorite character customization systems. Diablo 4's press build. This system worked a lot like transmogrification in World of Warcraft. As soon as you equip or salvage an item, it gets added to your wardrobe. You can have up to 5 outfits, which are called snapshots. In its current form, each item slot offers 33 different collectible variants. And each item slot can be dyed with up to 12 different pigment patterns. That's cool. I like that. I think we need pigments in PoE. Okay, the wardrobe already feels like a system that needs one thing and one thing only to become WoW Transmogging's fans' dream. More variants and more snapshots. Okay. By the way, you'd think that early game armor would look bad to reflect this relatively low power level. That is not the case in Diablo 4. Even though its basic sandals show impressive amounts of detail and fit right into the dark, adventurous new world of Sanctuary. Is that a good thing? I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know if that's a good thing. I feel like there should be like a massive variant. Like, I feel like that when you start off, as like you should look shitty and pussy, and then once you've got all the epic lit gear on, because you fucking killed the gaming god, you should look like a fucking, epic dude. What the fuck is this? Why are they launching with a fucking world tearing difficulty, bro? What the fuck is this? World tiers are the difficulties of Diablo 4, and in our test build, World Tier 1 and World Tier 2 available for testing. Tier 1 or Adventure Mode is recommended for new players with easy to defeat enemies and average drops. Tier 2 Veteran Mode is recommended for Diablo veterans who are seeking challenging fights and increased loot and experience. I guess there is advantages to doing it like this. Because it's like, okay. They're trying to make the, you gotta understand the lens that they're looking through. They're saying, how can we get the game that appeals to the most people possible? This is the lens that I want to appeal to the most people possible. Right? And they're thinking, wait, a huge audience is just a bunch of fucking idiots who never play ARPGs, who just like cool cinematics and like some story shit. And they're like, okay, we're gonna make a brain dead version of the game where they can just stomp through the fucking main story and then just do the main story one time and then quit the game, right? And that's like, hey, that's an extra, that we just made more money because they're playing the game now. Right? That's not me! That ain't me! And then it means, you know, so they could, or they could say, oh, let's just make the main story super easy and trivial, right? They could say, okay, just make the main story super easy and then have the hard stuff after that, right? But then that's kind of lame because then you spend all this time making this badass villain and then it's a joke. It's like, well, that's shit. Whereas the veteran mode would allow you to have the difficult boss, right? That you have to progress on and like die to and figure out what the fuck's going on. You know? You can change it. Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to cope, chat! I'm trying to cope. Why the fuck they're putting this raid finder shit into the fucking game, dude? I'm trying to cope. Obviously, it's fucking better if everyone has the same experience, and then you can share stories with your friend, and you'd be like, yo, I just killed this boss, and he doesn't mean like, well, was it on adventure mode or veteran mode? No, it's just this one fucking mode, and everyone's having the same experience, and then you can fucking talk about it like you're talking about a fucking video game like a normal person, not like fucking giga easy mode, story mode version of the fucking game. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which is why I hate it. I think it's dog shit. It makes it far harder to like share your experiences with other people, for people to understand, to like know what someone's looking at. Because you can see like one streamer kill a boss, right? You watch XQC just fucking speedrun through the fucking game on the easiest mode possible and be like, why, XQC killed the boss in one attempt, bro? What the fuck are you doing? You're fucking dumb. Well, I'm playing on Big Dick Ultra Dragon Cock mode where every single mob just fucking rams your asshole, and you know, instead of like, you know, somewhere in between where it's, yeah, there's difficult parts and there's, you get what I'm saying, right? There's a reason why difficulties generally suck a lot of the time. I like the best variant of the game, in my opinion, is you have one fucking difficulty, but there's ways of augmenting it by saying, oh yeah, everyone's got the same difficulty, but guess what? This mode here, if you die, you're just fucking dead forever, like hardcore, right? Ways of augmenting it like that, you know, other things like restrictions on certain dropping or trading with other players, etc. That's a way of making the game harder without like completely disassociating like, you know, one guy killing a boss versus another guy killing a boss. They're not even the same boss, right? Which is just shit. Which is why I don't like it. I don't like difficulties. While World Tier 1 felt fairly easy, leveling in World Tier 2 posed a decent challenge that slowed down gameplay tremendously. This isn't a bad thing, though. You get to know your class while being able to dive deep into Diablo 4's visual combat. Isn't it just bad, though? Didn't like that world... Like, we saw the World Tier 1 gameplay in the fucking first clip, and it just made the game look like some dog shit mobile game. Trash, right? Like, it's just so bad. I think it's hurting the game more than it's helping it, bro. Like, imagine if Elden Ring came out, bro, and they had easy mode, and then you had cunts just like running through on the easiest difficulty, and they just walk up to the boss, tank every mechanic, and just auto attack it till it dies. And then imagine then, and that gets posted online, and people watch that stream and like, well, that's shit. Well, that's shit. No one's, you know, imagine if they did that. Imagine how dog shit that would make Elden Ring look, and how bad it would be for the game in general. Another interesting fact about the world tiers is that you can only change the world tiers. Another interesting fact about world tiers is that you can only change them a world tier statue in one of the main cities, instead of pressing a button in a random UI dialogue. Going easier or harder becomes a character creation action, and thus is much more perceptible gameplay experience. What? Instead of pressing a button in a random UI dialogue, going easier or harder becomes a character action and thus a much more perceptible gameplay experience. Okay, interesting. So you just go to a fucking statue in the main city and you click some shit and it goes harder or easier. Okay. So I don't understand what... Okay. I mean, what's the difference between doing it in a dialogue? What's... Well, who cares? I don't understand. What... I don't know, dude. Whatever, dude. Okay. Okay, it's an interesting way of... interesting take there. I don't know. I just disagree totally with... I just hate the world tier system. I think it's dog shit. Okay, graphics and look. Even though this is a non-optimized preview build, players were able to almost fully experience the incredible visuals of Diablo 4. The promised dark tone of Sanctuary is transported on every possible occasion. May it be in the middle of nowhere or in the town center of Koshivisiad, main hub of the fractured pink zones. Some might say that this iteration of Sanctuary looks bland, dark, and same everywhere you go, but I'd expect nothing more from a world consumed by darkness. Additionally, the omnipresent hopelessness makes locations infused with light much more noticeable. Hope, however, is still dominated by despair in Diablo 4's Sanctuary, and players will learn this the hard way, both through visuals and story. Oh shit, here we go, boys. This is the Brother Herb. The quick tour through the Brother Herb of the Fractured Peach. Okay, here we go. I like the vibe. As long as they have some zones that are like, you know, I want to go to like an angel zone. I want to go to like a fucking, I want to go to like a desert zone and like an oasis zone. And I want to have, there should be like a little forested area, you know what I'm saying? Some guy standing there. Bozan the monk is yet to return. At least test the roads and see if something's happened. New quest. Poggers? To track. Oh my goodness. You look capable. I need the extra set of hands exercising the demon that has seized this man's son. Meet me in the cellar there and prepare yourself. You're about to witness a miracle. Oh shit, dude. Okay, dude. Yeah, it's a fucking... Of course they'll have voice acting. Of course they'll have voice acting when the actual game comes out. They just haven't done that yet, brother. They just haven't done that yet. New militia recruits have been training night and day. They deserve a little praise, but I can't let them see... What? Mind giving them a chair for me? Easy coin for you, a boost of confidence for the recruits, and I'll get going, and I'll be the hard ass. Everyone wins. Okay, so what? You have to go around and it's like a World of Warcraft quest. You go around and cheer up the militia. Interesting. I'm dyslexic, Chad. It's hard to fucking read if I can't like put my mouse near the text. All right, guys. Damn. Oh shit. What's this? Oh, bro, show us what's in that door, man. Show us what's in that door, man. It was just getting good. We're not in-game game justice. Okay. Do you know what they're doing though? They're giving us a. They're giving us a. Do you know what's good? They're giving us a take of like someone who's just super casual. Like it's like a super casual guy who just kind of plays Diablo once when it comes out and just never plays it again. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. So this is going to give you this is what like the average person, the average Diablo 4 game is going to be saying, which is, I mean, honestly, it's you know, they seem to be batting out pretty hard. They haven't said anything negative yet at all, have they? Our experiences are subjective, but our performance on the quote-unquote high settings with 3-year-old graphics card, dude, the RX 5700 XT. What the fuck is that compared to a NVIDIA card? Wait. NVIDIA equivalent. A 2070, mate? How the fuck can they even play a computer game on that? They were playing with a fucking NVIDIA 2070. Oh my goodness. In the current year? Brother Hub. How are they even... Wait, you're telling me these cunts are playing Dragonflight? How? What the fuck? Looked more than acceptable with our frame rate being in the 70 to 90 range. But to be honest, I'm not... To be honest, 70 to 90 for a fucking 2070, bro? That is good. Right? Things like dynamic weather effects added a lot of visual depth and immersion. The same goes for shadow effects. Again, this is all subjective, and we advise you to wait for Blizzard's official specifications. However, we can confirm expectations that Diablo 4 should run on a lot of different systems while still looking great. That's good. That's good. You know, that's good for poor people, dude. Console port. Oh god. This headline might be a bit misleading because playing on Diablo 4 on a PS5, because playing Diablo 4 on a PS5 doesn't feel like a ported version of the game. What are you talking about? Mate, playing the fucking Diablo 4 on a fucking computer feels like a ported game. It's obvious that Diablo 4 has been developed for both PC and consoles from the very beginning. No, it's developed for consoles with a PC as afterthought, dude. Straight up, dog. Controls felt very intuitive. Have you seen the UI? You open up the UI, and the UI like could display so much information, but it's this giant fucking panel, literally these huge tabs that are designed to press R2 to move this tab. I want to move that. It's clearly like they should have a completely different UI if this was made for a fucking PC, dude. Controls felt very intuitive, snappy, and the same goes for navigating through the UI elements. Unable to test the couch co-op mode. We're unable to test the couch co-op mode, but we are sure that it'll be one of the main selling points for Diablo 4 and console. Conclusion. Based on our experiences made in the PR preview build, Diablo 4 is off to a great start. The game definitely delivers regarding the core pillars of any good ARPG. Okay, a dark world, visceral combat, rotting class design, and interesting systems. This is the pillars of ARPGs, guys. All right here. Do you know what? Visceral combat is definitely a pillar. Where's a dark world? I don't. You definitely don't need the world. Any good? Any other ARPG that's not a dark world is a shit ARPG because they don't have that as a pillar. Rewarding class design. I wouldn't even describe what's in this game as rewarding class design from what I've seen. Interesting systems. The systems that I've seen are kind of mid. But hey, what about like? What about pillars like fucking fundamentals? Like certain. Okay, I'm about to go on a fucking rant. I forgot the mic and I'm about to start ranting. Itemization. Okay. Character customization. When I'm talking like you can make a truly unique character that's separate to your boy. Who asked? You've been doing okay, let's continue. Novelty bias aside, Diablo 4 is in its current iteration most definitely has what it takes to become the best game of its franchise. Oh my god. Define best. Define best. The most normies playing it, bro. Oh my god. They should have used the most popular game of its franchise. That would be a far better way of describing it. The fucking best, dude. Jesus Christ. As simple as it may sound, the development team took a lot of great ideas from Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 and then merged them and put them into Diablo 4 as a result. Engaging with systems and dungeon skill trees feels fresh and exciting. Do you know what it seems like to me? It seems like they got Diablo 3 and they mixed it with Lost Ark. And then they took some aesthetics shit from Diablo 2. So they kind of reskinned it a little bit to look like Diablo 2, and then they got D3 and then they mixed it with Lost Ark. That's what it feels like to me, from what I've seen. And then they made sure it's fully optimized for a console. Like fully console. Okay, what is this? Okay, what do we got here? Oh shit. Okay, it's a barbarian. Looks kind of cool there. Looks kind of cool. Oh shit. Will it be a fun to play Diablo 4 for thousands of hours? We couldn't tell. Some important ARP aspects like Diablo 4's approach to in-game itemization still feel lackluster. There we go, finally, okay. And quote-unquote up in the air, at least after getting a glimpse of it at level 25. It's also needless to say that the wound caused by Diablo Immortal still bleeds. I mean, think about how disgusting it is, right? Think about how disgusting it is. The fact that Diablo Immortal exists. And the way it does. Like, think about how just Diablo Immortal existing, released by Blizzard Entertainment, promoted by Blizzard. It's actually fucked. It's actually fucked. I kind of just, what I do is it's just, Diablo Immortal is like this traumatic thing. And what I've done is I've compartmentalized it, right? And I've got it, and I've just kind of moved it to a different part of my brain. And I just try not to think about it ever. And I just pretend like it doesn't exist. Because you just remember that thing existing, it just makes you fucking depressed, right? It's literally traumatic. It's actually traumatic. I'm not even kidding. Diablo Immortal fucking traumatized me. Straight up. Like, I just could not believe how bad it was. Like, and how, like how aggressive the monetization was and how unethical the game was. It's actually, and the fact that it was released by the guys who made Diablo, you know, somewhere there was some origin point where they actually made, you know, they made Diablo and Diablo 2 and stuff, and then they made Diablo 3, and somehow we've ended up at Diablo Immortal, which is just like so far gone of what Diablo's meant to be. Like, they just turned Diablo into like some scam, steal people's money, fucking gambling shit. I don't even know. They like turned Diablo into a literal fucking slot machine.
Because he is God damn